hello, hello. Do you know, I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've been live and I've been missing you guys. I've been like, oh, I want to chat. I want to talk about stuff, you know? How are we doing? Hello, hello. Just to make sure that A, you can hear me, and B, you can see me okay. Let me know if that is the case, if you can hear me, if you can see me. My office has been sat in the freezing cold, so there's always that moment where you're like, is the camera battery okay? Is the mic okay? Is everything okay? And also we did a major Windows update because I use an Apple PC. So do you know, I am one of those people, right? And I was saying this to Ash the other day. I worked from my laptop. Now, bearing in mind, my laptop is like a 14-inch little tiny thing. Well, I say tiny, it's like average size. But I don't know how you guys work from a laptop. I need a big screen. I need a PC. I'm so old school. I like the PC tower. I like to have like tons of USB slots. Like I'm such an old school person. For me, it's like a PC. Like that is what I need in life. I don't know how you guys work from a laptop. I just don't even know. I'm just like, it boggles my mind. It's been ages. Yes, I know. I was away last week, and someone asked, did you enjoy your time away? I did. Thank you. The only issue is that Disney, so I went to Disneyland Paris. It's not a chill holiday. Hands up if you've ever been, thinking that you're going to go away, it's going to be nice, it's going to be chill, and then you get there and you're like, oh my god, I'm doing like 30,000 steps a day. I'm having to like be on my feet a lot, queuing, and I was just like, I'm not sure I'm about this life, you know. Like I do feel as if as time goes on, give me a cabin in the woods anytime, and that's actually something that we booked. So if you're in the UK, I think USA and maybe Europe might have it as well, but Host Seasons have a really good Black Friday sale on, so we booked a cabin in the Brecon Beacons in Wales for next year, and I was like, that's more like it. But no, apart from that, my loves, it was lovely. It was really nice to just be like relaxed, have fun, but it was very busy, and there are a few things that they've kind of changed ever since we've been going since our honeymoon, which was 2017, and we've pretty much gone every single year. But as time's gone on, they've kind of done a few more tweaks here and there, and basically now it's like, it's expensive. Like it was expensive before, but now it's expensive. So yeah, it's because kind of one of those things where you go and it's like a once in a lifetime thing. I have two screens and can't work on a laptop. I feel you. I think my old laptop had a 17-inch screen, and that I felt was okay, but I don't know. I always have to have my screen split into thirds. I really do want like a wider screen, because I've got one of those like curved ones that are like really, really wide, probably about as wide as, I don't know, yay wide. That doesn't really help you. And it's curved and it's amazing, but I feel like I just want it that little bit wider so I can just kind of have like my screen split into quarters, because that's how my ADHD brain works. I don't know, I can't explain it. Took the kids when they were little and they spent the whole time throwing up. Yeah, you know what? I am like touching wood that I didn't get sick, because let me tell you, everyone was sick, like coughing, sneezing, like even throwing up in the toilets. And I was like, oh my god. I think that was probably more the rides, but I do know that there is a lot of something going round. Ash got tonsillitis literally 3 days before we were due to go. I was like, great, okay, which, as you know, normally that's where you've got like a cold or a flu virus and it's kind of gone to your tonsils. He's very prone to it, but he did feel like rubbish the run up to it. So yeah, that's pretty much been my week. So we left at half past 5 in the morning Monday. So that was like, oh my god. There will be like a reel going up soon. I didn't put a lot of like stories up because I don't want to make people feel bad if like they can't go, or maybe you're not interested. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna like bombard you guys with Disney stories. And two, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna save it for a reel. We'll do like a little highlights reel. It'll be good. So yeah, I've got a lot of like clips and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week. But I missed you guys. I'm booking for next year. Cannot wait. Yes. My advice to you would be go January or February if you can. If you are not a fan of queuing, if you are not a fan of crowds, that would be the 2 times yet, because I've been February, I've been March, I've been May, I've been September, I've been November, and I've been December. And I can tell you for absolute fact that Jan Feb is like the quietest time to go. Cold, but I don't mind the cold. So once I went to 2 screens, I've never gone back. Yes. Ash has actually got this little screen, and you can get them on Amazon actually, and it's like a plug-in screen that has its own stand. So if you do have a laptop and you want to have the wider screen, you can actually get like a little plug-in one. It's really cool, but I just don't use my laptop enough to like warrant it. So how are we guys doing? How is everything doing? So we don't have as many people joining us live today, which is fine. It's Christmas. Everyone is knee and neck deep in orders, which is fine. That's what we want. So we're kind of just doing a very chill one today and talking about the numbers and the metrics that you guys should really focus on when in business. And that can be social media, that can be Etsy, that can be your own website. And sometimes it can feel like you have all of these numbers and all these things that you think you should focus on, when really you're like, you know what, I'm not actually sure what I should be looking at. Is this good? Is this bad? Is it okay? And I find myself that some numbers can be down, some numbers can be up, but you don't know whether you should really care if they're down or up. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like there's a lot of different numbers and acronyms, like LTV, lifetime customer value. Like what is that about? ATV, average transaction value. There's like so many different things that you have to think about, so many different things to just have in your mind, right? So what I thought I would do first is I want to focus on social media. So I know that a lot of you who've been with me for a while are probably going to know what I'm going to say, and it is basically along the lines of, please, please, please don't look at follower numbers. They mean nothing. I actually had a message through a couple of days ago, and it was like, I've been approached by this account that has 100,000 followers, and they want to feature my product in like a story for like $100. Is this a good deal? And I was like, Steph has a feeling about this. So I went on to the thing, and they were getting like 2 likes per post, 1 comment, and I was like, okay, if you have 100,000 people who are engaged with you, you are not going to be getting 1 comment and 2 likes per post. It is so easy these days to buy followers. It is so easy. Never do it, because it will ruin your social media profile. Trust me, I've done it. Like 7-8 years ago, I was stupid. I was dumb. I bought, I think, 3,000 followers. It completely deadened my social media presence. Never, ever do it. Not that you guys would, but never, ever do it. But because they were focusing on that big shiny number, and they're like, oh, 100K, awesome. It kind of made them go, I suppose it kind of like made them silence the niggling feeling inside that was like, I don't feel like this is okay, but the big shiny number. So the first thing is to not focus on follower numbers. I don't care if you have 50 followers and you're like, this is not enough. I don't care if you have 100. I don't care if you have 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever. I want you to like, okay, right, let's do like a little poll, right? How many of you, like, let me know in the comments how many followers you guys have across like socials. You can do it like all the way if you want. You can do it just on one, just on Instagram, just on Facebook. How many followers do you have? Also, whilst we are doing that, I do want to talk about the Black Friday offers that we have going on right now. So we have 2. All right. I should have created some like fancy graphics, but I didn't. So, you know, whatever. But we have 2 offers going on right now. So one of them is the shop critique. Okay. Now these are 40% off. Let me tell you, they will not be 40% off again. We are getting inundated with people buying them. Okay. And it's also 40% off of this price. So I think they turn out about £120, something like that. So they are a bargain because they are normally £499. We are doing them at 40% off of this price. So if you want to book one, you got to get in before 8 p.m. UK time, which someone has said, what is that in US time? It depends on where you are. But if I go to 8 p.m. and I send you the link, hang on a second. Let me just, it's the 2nd today, right? Yes. No, that's 2nd of January. We don't want that. So I'm going to pop a little link in for you, which should convert it. I don't know what it is because it really does depend on where you are. But I've just popped a little link in. But that's 8 p.m. UK time. So they will be done. They will be gone, dusted. We originally were going to do it for last night. There was a bit of wires crossed between the team and I. So basically what we did in the end is we've extended it until 8 p.m. tonight. But after that, they will be donezo. The other thing is as well, is the planner. Now, let me just whack this in for you. So they are 50% off. So if you've ever wanted a planner and you're like, yes, please, digital copy, in-person copy, they are 50% off. I think they work out about £10 and about £18, something like that. Again, we're probably not going to be doing this. As you've seen on my stories, I spent like the whole morning packing planners. So I'm like, yeah, we're probably not going to be doing this again because I need Steph needs to work, you know. So if you want any of these, then please do buy them now. They are not going to be on offer forever. 8 p.m. UK time tonight, that will be done. So yes, let's have a little look. So we've got 304 followers, 145. We have 2,500, 169, 300 plus, around 350. Okay, so have you ever been in a room with 50 people, with 100 people? I think a lot of the time people forget that 50 people is still 50 people. If they are 50 people that engage with every one of your posts, that interact with you, that genuinely love everything that you're making, 50 people is a lot. It only takes 100 true fans to get to a 6-figure business. When you think of it like that, it kind of makes it go, oh, okay, then actually I don't need like 2,000 followers. I don't need 3,000. I don't need 5,000. I don't need to focus on growing that number all the freaking time. Another thing off of that as well is that you will get unfollows, and that is good. We want unfollows. I think in the month of November, I got more unfollows than I did follows, and I was like, I love that. I love that for me, because that means that I am repelling the people who are not my target audience. They're not in my wheelhouse. I don't want to help people who don't want to be helped by me, who don't like me, who don't like the team, and are just pains in the bum, right? So it's actually a good thing. So that's another side step, right? I thought about you and Handmade Bosses team recently because I'm part of a lot of handmade market groups for oh yeah, I know what you're going to say. For buyers and sellers, and you always see posts like follow me, and I'll follow straight back, and I would have done it previously, but now more cautious. Think, yeah, but what are they my target audience? Will they engage, or will they drop through the floor? Yeah, because that's the thing, is that yes, you might get that instant gratification of your follower number going up, but are they ever going to buy anything? If the answer is no, they're dragging down your engagement rate, which is incidentally what leads me on to the number one metric, especially for social media, that you should focus on is, drumroll please, engagement rate. Now I'm going to give you a little tool. It's a free tool. It's called Flanks, and it's an engagement rate calculator. So I'll pop that in the comments. All you do is you whack in your social media handle. I think it's Instagram, this one, but there's going to be others for Facebook and TikTok and all that kind of thing. And all you do is you literally whack in your handle, and it tells you what your engagement rate is. Now, what I see a lot of is if you've got a small follower number, your engagement rate will be high, which is good. If you've got a larger follower number, that will drop, and that's normal. purely because of how the algorithm differs when you've got a lot of people versus not a lot. Okay, so mine is terrible. My engagement rate sucks right now, and that is actually, I mean, let me just see what mine is real quick. Let me just see. Handmade Bosses. My engagement rate sucks so bad. It's also not working for me right now, which is great. Loading. Okay, I'll come back to that. But it's something that you guys have to really look at. Engagement rate, like conversion rate for Etsy, is one of the biggest things that most social media platforms prioritize in terms of where you are in searches, on the explore page / home page. Okay, so please do focus on engagement rate. So how can you increase this? Well, you have to give your audience chance to engage with you, right? Social media engagement, talking to each other, community building, all of that good stuff. So it's things like on every story, put an engagement sticker on, put a little poll, put a little slidey thing, put a little tappy emoji, put a question box, put a little shake to reveal thing, which is a new one that they do. Put something on everything, because the more engagements you get, the higher your engagement rate will be. Just a very small little social media snippet. Okay, now another thing that I want to talk about that I am very excited about is, I'm sure a lot of you have guessed it by now, tomorrow we are going to be releasing, not really releasing something, what's the word, opening, what's the word, we're going to be, I don't know what the word is. What's the word that I'm looking for? Not releasing, but basically like opening the floodgates to announce something that we are doing early January to help you with your social media. Completely free. It's kind of my way of giving back to you guys, and it's going to be awesome. So I think it's the 3rd week in January it's actually popping off, but tomorrow we are opening up applications. It's very, very simple Google form. Don't know if anyone can guess what it is, but it's going to be awesome. I think a few of you have guessed, to be fair. The blurring didn't quite do the blurriness that we wanted to happen. In fact, what I might do is I might just see if I can find the post on Facebook, because I saw the blur and I was like, that's not very blurry. I couldn't read that. Let me find it. It's really funny. Share, yeah, I think it was this one. Share this tab instead. There you go. So this is the thing that we are doing for you guys tomorrow. We are opening the floodgates. It's not a challenge. It's not. We have enough of those. So it's more like just very, very chill. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but you want to be keeping your eyes peeled. If social media is one of your bones of your life, your pain in the ass thing that you're like, I just don't want to do it. If anyone can guess in the comments, Doodlecraft by Lara's got it. Yeah. Well, you've got the title, but you don't know what it entails yet until tomorrow. So we thought we would give you guys something to look forward to in January, something to refocus yourselves. Okay. I just did my own 9.7%. Oh, for your engagement rate. Yeah, so that's very, very good. That is definitely very, very good. I would want to be aiming between 1 to 5%. You've probably got one of the highest ones that I've seen. So yeah, that is really, really good. And that just tells me that the people that you have following you, engaging with you, are people who are interested, which is good. So yeah, no, that is really, really, really good. Sorry, trying to copy. Oh, the link. Yeah, for sure. So that is what we got going on for you, social media wise. All right. So we talked about marketing, socials, but you really want to focus on your engagement rate. That is the number one thing. Could you pop the link to your product mention? Oh, the Black Friday ones. Yeah. Hang on a second. I've got a notepad. If you saw my notepad, it's got 68 tabs on my notepad. I got it for you. There we go. So we got 40% off shop critiques there, and we've also got 50% off the planner. I've just popped that in the comments for you. I'll pop it on Instagram as well, because no doubt someone's going to go, I need that too. So hang on, let me just grab it real quick. So 40% off shop critiques, that's that link. And 50% off the planner, that's that link in there as well. They both expire at 8 p.m. UK time tonight, and that is a definite. We're not going to extend it again. The wires have no longer been crossed. Everyone knows that tonight is the night that we're going to be stopping it. So if you want to get it, get it. I don't think we're going to be doing this again, because it's been mental, and I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did a Black Friday sale when I have one of the most busiest times on my plate right now. Why did I do that? I don't know. Maybe I just like to keep myself on my toes. I don't know. I mean, thank yourselves. I grew social media presence with Handmade Bosses guidance. Yay! So I feel like the credit is to you guys. No, because you've done the work. We might have guided you, but you did the actual work, and that makes all the difference. Sometimes we get people who are like, oh, this isn't working for me. And we're like, okay, have you done this? And they're like, no. And we're like, okay, well, there you go. But yeah, no. It's all you, boo. It's all you. Yes. So that's that. So we've talked about social media, we've talked about this, which is coming out tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. Keep an eye out on emails, social, Facebook group, everywhere that we are. Keep an eye out for, because there will be a link, there will be something that you will have to submit, and there is something very exciting coming as a result of it. Third week in January. I just need to check that, because I know I'm going to get that wrong. Is this third week, right? Calendar. So first week, second week, third week? No, third week. No, it is the third week. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So third week in Jan. So now let's move on to the metrics that you should focus on: your own website, Etsy, just general e-commerce side of things, right? Let me just have a little sip. Tea or water? Let's do tea. Phoebe is molting, and it's everywhere. Her hair is everywhere. I don't know how it gets in the places that it gets, but I've got like a hair in the back of my throat. I'm not about to be like, but it's there, and it's tickling, and it's really annoying. So conversion rate is the number one thing that I would recommend everyone to track. Conversion rate basically is, out of 100 people on average, because we're talking stats here, so it's like very much averaged out, on average, out of every 100 people that come to your store, what percentage of them buys? Okay, so if your conversion rate is 5%, that's 5 people out of every 100 that come to your store will buy. Now, as you can imagine, there are lots of different niggly things that change conversion rate. And I often get this question: my conversion rate has gone down. What is going on? And the unfortunate answer to that is there is not one stat or one thing for you to check that means your conversion rate will go down. Okay, 9 times out of 10, it can be a few tweaks that you've made. It can be the quality of some things that are going on. But the kind of 2 main places to look at if your conversion rate has dropped or increased is the quality of your traffic. This is something that I think a lot of people overlook. They just focus on, and this also relates back to the marketing side of things, right? Because if you've got a bunch of people on your Instagram, on your Facebook, wherever, that have no intention of buying from you, that are not really interested in you, what you're doing, your products, get them out of there. Because if you then start to promote your products on social media, what does that mean? Well, if you've got a lot of people on socials who, like I said, not in your target audience, probably won't ever buy from you, what's going to happen? Your quality of your traffic is going to go wah, 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 wah. So what happens? Your conversion rate goes wah, 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 because more people are coming to your store, but less people are buying because your quality of traffic sucks. So that's another thing that I would say for you guys to just make sure that you are not posting your link in random places. I know there's been lots of Etsy guru, and I use that word very, very lightly. Lots of Etsy gurus that like, it doesn't matter where you post your link. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. And in a conversion rate sense, if you are measuring your store's conversion rate, which you should be doing, yes, of course it's going to matter, because it's your quality of traffic that's coming in. If you put your Etsy link on a Facebook group with people who, again, are not your target audience, let's say you sell really girly office desk signs, and you put your Etsy link in the most bro marketer group going, you're going to get a lot of hits, a lot of people just purely being nosy and looking, but no one's going to buy because they're not your target audience. So what happens? Your conversion rate goes, wah, and what do you do as a maker? You probably panic. You probably think, oh my God, I have to change things. And then it all goes a bit wrong, right? So quality of traffic. Now, the other thing to look at if your conversion rate has changed up or down is your listings and how well they do at getting across the value of said product. So that can be highlighting features and benefits. That can be looking at, am I objection busting? So if someone has a question, am I answering that in the images, in the description? Am I doing a good enough job of getting across to the customer, to the person viewing, why they need this product, why it's going to help them, why they need it? Okay. So it's kind of two rough places. Now, obviously, there's lots of other things to think about as well. This could be, is your site load speed slow or fast? This could be, has someone featured your product? Like, there's lots of different little things, but those are like the two main places for you to look at. So engagement rate, very important, and conversion rate. Now, there are a few other metrics that you can have a little look at. So sales, revenue, cash flow, all these kinds of things, always good to have a look at, always good to track. I don't think it's the most important number, but I think it's a very close, if not joint winner with conversion rate, right? The other thing is your profit margins. That's kind of like the close cousin. You want to be making sure, I see this happen a lot. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those ads. And I would love for you to tell me in the comments if you have, because this time of year, it gets a bit crazy out there. It's like the freaking Wild West. You get a lot of people that's like, I've made $2 million on Etsy, or I've made £100,000 this month on Etsy or on Folksy or on Amazon, or let me show you how. And it's like, okay, what profit is that? Because you could be telling me that you've made £100,000 and you spent 99,999 on ads to get those sales, to make your stats look good so that you can post this ad, right? So that is why looking at your profit margins is a really important thing to make sure to monitor. Hi Amy, how you doing? Hello. So yeah, so those are kind of like the main metrics that I say to focus on. Yes, you got to look at traffic sources. Yes, you've got to look at visits over views. Yes, you've got to look at like how much of a product you've sold. But in terms of if you're looking at your shop on a daily, weekly basis, being like, how's everything doing? How are we living? What's going on? Those are the main ones to focus on. Alrighty, Rue. Okay, so have I got time for questions? I've got 5 minutes. So let's pick 2 questions. If you guys want to ask me questions, I'm going to pick 2. Someone's asked for the links again, so let me just grab those real second. So 40% off shop critiques, that's the one there, and 50% off the planner, that's the one there. Let me just combine those 2 and do that for Instagram, because Instagram does not like long comments for some reason. Sorry, I've got like 3 different streaming platforms that I'm trying to like put comments into. This is again why I need a larger screen, is because I've always got several things on the go. For every live that I do, it's like 3 different things that I have to look at. 4 if you count the notepad, which has 68 tabs on, so I guess it does count. So if you've got any more questions, what does it mean when, if you go onto Etsy, it says 0 visits but 8 views? Okay, so with Etsy stats, I would take today's with a pinch of salt. because what happens is sometimes it's twice a day, most of the time it's once a day. They will go through and they will sweep any outlier views, any bot views, anything that doesn't need to be counted. So it's more of like a retrospective stats, I'd say, right? So you aren't going to have 0 visits but 8 views, because that doesn't make sense, right? So what I would do instead is, instead of looking at today's stats, I would look at yesterday's, the day before. Sometimes it can take 48 hours for the stats to kind of like settle down to what they actually are. Google Analytics is exactly the same. It does the same thing. I don't know if you guys knew, but analytic tools as a whole, they have quite a big margin of error. So things like eRank, I cannot tell you the amount of times that someone has said, eRank is telling me this, and I'm like, it's wrong. Like, all these tools do have a big margin of error. They don't really like advertise that too much, but Google Analytics, mine's always wrong. Etsy stats, 9 times out of 10, if you're looking for like the past like 48 hours, they're wrong. So that would be, I would say, to not necessarily look at daily. I would actually probably look at weekly. And what I do is, because of this issue, for today, I'm looking at last week's stats, and I won't look at them until the following Monday, because there's no point me being like, I'm gonna go looking every day. I'm just not. Yes. So let me pick another question. Okay, last question. Can you quickly go over the shipping to EU NI things? I don't understand that. I'm assuming you're talking about the GPSR. So what I'm going to do is so if you guys didn't know, every 3 to 4 months, depending, I do a big update episode on the podcast. So if you want all of the content, all of the stuff that you need to know about, all the new things, because I know that, again, you've probably been on YouTube, and every Etsy coach is like, oh my god, things you need to know about, and it's just like, it's clickbait. Let's call a spade. But every single, I want to say quarter, but it's not, it could be like a third, every 3 to 4 months, like I said, we do one big update episode. I'm going to be talking about GPSR in that update episode. My voice just like trailed off then, and it was like update. So basically what it is it's the general product safety regulation that is coming into force for countries that are in the EU from the 13th of December. It's a pain in the ass, and it's a minefield. But please let me remind you that GDPR, COPPA, every new legislation, the first 2 to 3 weeks when it's announced, it's like, everyone's freaking out. Everyone's like, what do I do? But then it kind of just settles down, and people start to kind of go, oh, that's what they meant. So one thing I will say is, I don't want anyone to panic. I'm not, because I know full well this has been going on for 10 years. There's been like new things that come up every year. People panic, and then it's like, oh my God, what do I do? But the general key aspects are basically what they want you to do is, let me just read out just the general key aspects. So ensuring safety of all consumer products, including those linked to new technologies. I guess that means AI, addressing challenges of online sales, improving enforcement and market surveillance, enhancing the effectiveness of product recall. So basically what they want you to do is they want you to appoint, now this is if you are selling to countries in the EU, okay, or you are in the EU, which like the UK are not. So if you are based in the UK, this is not a thing for us. But if you're selling to EU countries, Northern Ireland, that is where this whole thing has come in. So basically what they are saying is that they want you to appoint an EU responsible person for businesses selling to the EU. They want you to be able to trace your products, how they're made, where they come from. They also want you to look at the obligations, that's a big word, for online marketplaces, Folksy, Etsy, Amazon, eBay, all those kinds of things. Accident reporting, stricter rules for product recalls. Basically, it's a huge product safety thing. Okay, so this is where, and every single person, by the way, must research this. They must be quite read up on the rules, the regs, all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop, here we go. I'm going to pop like the official site in so you guys can read up on it. I know on Instagram, it probably won't let you copy it, but at least you can see it. I think you can probably click on it. I think links are clickable. So basically what people are doing, where this whole EU shipping Northern Ireland thing, what a lot of businesses are doing at the moment as a temporary measure is stopping shipping to EU countries and Northern Ireland. Okay. Now, what I will do as well is I will link an article by Folksy, but disclaimer, everything I've said about this, I am not a legal expert. Folksy are not a legal expert. If you are in doubt, if you want to continue to sell to EU countries, Northern Ireland, and you want to know what on earth you have to do, please, please, please do make sure to go and consult a legal expert. I certainly have, because I don't want to be leaving any of this to chance, right? And the other thing is as well is someone's just said, so can we update the shipping profiles to only accept mainland UK? Yes, but Northern Ireland at the moment is still included. So what people are doing, and what my advice to you will be, someone has contacted Etsy to say this in the HBSA group, and basically they've come back and said we are working on it. So they are aware of it. Etsy knows it's a thing. I fully expect over the next sort of week or so, then maybe even 2 weeks, for them to do a little email to say, right, we've now done this for you. In the meantime, what I would say is, if it feels good to you, is to cancel Northern Ireland orders and just say, look, I'm so sorry, I can't do this right now because of X, Y, Z. But it really depends on how many Northern Ireland orders you get and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, but GPSR is what it's called. It's called the General Product Safety Regs. At the moment, everyone is in a mad dash panic about it. Everyone is like, oh my God, what do I need to do? What do I need? And it's looking like appointing a regulated EU person is expensive. But like someone in the HBSA group said, there are going to be businesses, there are going to be workarounds, there are going to be things that happen as a result of this. Okay. So I really want you guys to not think that you having to stop everything, the mad dash panic is going to be a permanent thing, because it's not. There will be workarounds. Like I said, things will happen. It just sucks that it's at this time of year. If it was in January or in February, I'm sure people would be like, it's fine. But it's because it's like at this time of year. So I have reached out to a couple of like legal experts and a couple of people that I know are in the know. I'm kind of waiting for them to get back to me. But trust me when I tell you that even they are confused AF. They've kind of just announced this and kind of expected people to just deal with it. But like I said, what a lot of people are doing is they're not selling to the EU until they figure it out and things are more clear. And Northern Ireland as well, which sucks for the people that are there. I know it does. I know it's all a bit crap. It all sucks. But that's what people are doing. So when I know more, I will tell you guys more. But at the moment, like I said, I am not a legal expert. No one in this group is a legal expert. I would highly recommend for you to seek your own advice. And a place for you to do that is Rocket Lawyer. It's really good for kind of like pay-as-you-go legal advice. So that's a place that I've used a ton of times. They're really, really good. So if you do want to reach out and kind of have a bit of a conflab, a bit of a back and forth with a legal expert about it, then do reach out. Right then, my loves. Right, I'm going to go because my voice is going, and I also need to record this podcast episode. And I need to do my bookkeeping for last month. So happy holiday, Steph. You've come back and there's all this stuff. But anyway, I really hope that there you go, my brain's going. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. It was helpful for you. Don't forget the Black Friday offers. They will be expiring soon. And yeah, basically 8 p.m. tonight, they will be gonzo, they will be done. 40% off of shop critiques, 50% off of the planner. I know that a few of you, while I've been on this live, have bought, which is great. Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, I will catch you guys next Monday for the last live of 2024. It's going to be an absolute banger. Please don't miss it. Until then, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.